What's going on YouTube? My name's Glue. Y'all know me from the meme page. If you're not here from the meme page, definitely try and subscribe. I'd love to see that. We're definitely trying to build a brand here. And yeah. So, as I promised you, this is a little late. I mean, we're at 6.1. Somewhere, we're close to 6.2. We're just about to 6.2k followers, and I promised you for 5k, so we're about 1,000 late. I promised you for 5k that I would tell you the story of how I prank called the cops until they had a payphone removed. So, this goes back, I'm 16 now, and I was in the 6th grade, so basically 5 years ago. But somewhere around the age of 12, I was living in Nebraska. I lived in this, it was an apartment complex, but it kind of wasn't. It was more of houses, like, cause I remember our house was like 4-story, not 4-story, 4-bedroom with a basement and a living room and kitchen. Obviously it had the living room and kitchen, I don't know why I said that, but it was connected to another house, if you get what I'm saying. So yeah, I don't know the word to describe that. I think it's duplex, but it wasn't a duplex, because that's just like a house basically split in half. It was like an entire row of houses. I lived there, and it was like half a mile to the apartment center where you went to go pay your money for your bills and stuff. So there was a payphone right outside. There was also a pool. I noticed it the first time I went to the pool with my family. I was like in the 1st grade. I lived in Nebraska up until the 6th grade, because that was actually the summer I moved. After school, sometimes I would ride the bike. My older brother, he was in football, so he would go down to the place with the pool. It also had a gym, and since we lived at the places, at the apartments, we had access to it. So he would go down to the gym. I would ride my bike with him. I was in the 6th grade, you know. Most kids aren't really into like sports and stuff in the 6th grade. I remember it took me to high school to get into that. But so I noticed it, and then one day all of a sudden I was just like bored, and I went up to the payphone, and it says for emergency calls only. So first instinct was to call 911. I called 911. The woman said, 911, what is your emergency? I hung up. Didn't call back. I ran because I thought they would come down there. The next time I called, which was about a day later, I called it and said help, then hung up. This is not a good thing to do. Disclaimer before we keep going. Do not do this. This isn't something that you should do at all. People might be in trouble. And especially if you live in a rural area and you're saying you need help. This wasn't a rural area, but I'm trying to emphasize that if you live in a rural area, don't do this, because you're wasting the limited police that you have's time when something dangerous might be going on. Now it's up to y'all what you're gonna do, because ultimately I can't stop you. But I'm gonna tell you now, don't do it. I don't advise you to do it, right? So, I said, help, okay? I got back on my bike, I started riding around. 2 minutes later, I go and I'm riding around my bike, I'm circling the neighborhood, and a cop car goes to the payphone. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, what? I was scared out of my mind, and the policeman starts looking around, so I hop into the bushes, because there's the pool, and adjacent to it is basically the center that you go to pay your rent and stuff, and then on the other side of that is the payphone. So it's all three in order. It goes payphone, management office, and pool. Next to the pool, in front of the pool, are some bushes. I go and hide in that. From the bushes, you can see the payphone, and I see just this freaking fat. He's huge. He's got to be like 300-pound police officer. And it wasn't fat. It was like, this dude is swole. and you know how police officers are. They got the gray beard, and they got the freaking glasses, and the spiky hair made it even more scary. So I'm like crapping my pants. I'm in the bushes. I'm like, bro, I'm finna go to jail, right? And he finally leaves, and I bike home, and I don't do anything for about 2 days. Then I go back, and like I said, don't do it. I decided to pretend that I was an Indian man and that my son got a hold of the phone. I started saying goo goo gaga and making baby noises and yelling, right? And then after a minute, I made it sound like it was someone jerking the phone away. And then I was like, hello, who is this? And then, woman. It was always a woman. I called like at least 10-15 times. It was every time a woman. So I don't know if there were no dudes working there or what, but just females. So I'm sitting there and I say, hello, how are you? And then I basically had a conversation with this woman who is a police responder. I guess that's what you call it. I don't know what you it's not a first responder. I don't know what you would call you can't, it's not a receptionist, but I don't know what you would say or call them. I basically talked to the woman. I said I apologize back and forth. I'm like, I'm so sorry. She's like, she can't recognize, I guess, that it's not a payphone, and she's just like, all right, just make sure the baby doesn't touch it. And I told her, okay. And this is where it is, because this is the day I called like 6 times in a row. I say, okay, I'm gonna go hop in the shower. I don't want to make the Indian man voice, that's too tiring. But I basically say, okay, I'm gonna go hop in the shower, and I call back, making the baby noises. And I hear the woman saying, we're gonna need someone down there. I'm like, what the fuck? And then I hang up, and then I call again after the woman, like this is roughly 3 minutes after the woman said, we're gonna need somebody down there. I call again, I say, make the baby noises. And I say, and then finally I start yelling, what the fuck, what the fuck, what the fuck? But I muffle the, because it's one of those payphones that, you know, you can like hold it in the middle and it's got the part for your ear and the part for your mouth. I muffle the, well, I muffle the mic so she could hear it worse. It sounded like I'm far away. Like, I said, what the F? And I said, sorry boys, not trying to get demonetized or get, have YouTube, have me as one of the channels that they spank. Want to make a positive image here. Sorry for the cutback. Anyway, so I'm like, what the crap? And what are we gonna, I'm so sorry. And then by this time the woman's irritated. It's the same woman, and she's like, you have to put the please move your phone right now to a place that is out of reach of the baby. We're gonna send some people down there to help. I'm like, whoa, hell no. So I'm done. I start yelling at the woman. I'm like, no, I don't need anybody here, and this is a home phone. How am I supposed to move my home phone? And she's like, okay, we'll send someone down there to assist you. And I said, I tell the woman, I said, if anybody steps on my private property, I am going to blow their brains out. Keep in mind how dumb this is. Don't do that. Never do that. Please. Don't risk it, especially if you're on a cell phone. Don't risk it. And she said, then I just hear something. I think I faintly heard armed forces. Now, I'm sure they're not sending the military, but like, I don't know what happened. I did not stick around to find out. Actually, I did. I lied. I hung up, and then I called again about a minute later. This is all in the process of 5 minutes. I don't know why I'm dragging it out. I guess I'm not a very good storyteller. My bad. But, I call back one more time, and then I say, fuck you. I'm gonna have to, censor that. That is gonna be hard. Anyway, that's what I do, and, I get on my bicycle. It was a red bicycle. I went very fast on it, and I rode the half-mile back to my house, and I did not see the police, but I don't know if how my brother knows, but he says that police questioned him, and I basically prayed to the Lord up above that the police would not catch me and take me to jail, because I'm pretty sure that is an offense that you can go to jail for, and I would not have liked to be tried, because I went to a hood school, but it wasn't the hood. I didn't live in the hood personally, and it's just juvenile hall would not have been good to me. But yeah, that's basically it. I called back one more time and yelled, fuck you. I'm gonna have to censor that as well, just making it harder on myself now. But yeah. Yeah, that is the story of how I prank called the police. So yeah, that's gonna be it. I think that's basically the story. I don't know if it was correlated with me, but the payphone was gone within a week after the week that I did all that. But yeah, I want to thank you guys for watching, and if you stuck around this long, shout out to you, cause you are you're giving me watch time, and I really thank you for that. It means a lot. And don't mean to get sentimental now, but you're a beast if you're this far. I'll see you on the next one. Glue out.